Rajeshri Venkatramanan reading 80 words English Shorthand Dictation. I think you are all following my English Shorthand Dictation. Please subscribe and press the button like and share to your friends. Okay, we can start. The capital market was experiencing perhaps an unusual fall in the share prices in the recent weeks. In the bearish trend that was prevailing in the share market, quite a few of the market leaders also have suffered major setbacks. This trend was causing concern to the Government of India, Central Banking Authority, and the financial situations measures the investing public with a view to help the investors and to arrest the further decline in the share prices. The Reserve Bank of India has come out with a package of measures. These measures are intended to enable the banks to extend the credit facilities to the share brokers also. Under the liberalized policy, the scheduled commercial banks can now grant credit facilities to the share brokers for underwriting the new issues coming to the market. The banks can also extend credit facilities up to rupees 2 lakhs to individuals against their existing holdings for investing in new capital issues. For a number of companies which are awaiting for a propitious time to come to the market with new capital issues, this announcement comes as a blessing with a view to ensure that the bank's assistance is available to the investing public. Reserve Bank of India has authorized the banks to give reasonable overdraft facilities to the share brokers against the shares and debentures held as stock in trade. The stipulations made by the Reserve Bank of India relating to the buyback arrangements by banks in respect of corporate shares, debentures, and public sector banks are meant for preventing contraventions of its directives on interest rates and complaints. In the case of underwriting the new issues of corporate shares and debentures, the objectives is that it should be financed mostly from public savings. The banks have been therefore asked to ensure that their underwriting commitments in this regard in any year should not increase by more than 1% of their incremental deposits in the previous year. The amount of underwriting is normally a multiple of the amount which devolves on the banks. During the current financial year, the scheduled commercial banks are likely to increase their portfolio holdings by more than 257 crores of rupees. In addition to the liberalized credit facilities now offered by the banks from the long term points of view, there is a need for broad basing the shareholdings in India. Investments in debentures and shares by general public are largely emanating from those who are working in metropolitan centers and major urban centers. A large percentage of the middle income group of people who live in mofussil towns are not yet attracted towards the capital market. With the establishment of more stock exchanges and the spread of modern communication facilities, there ought to be an increase in the number of investors in shares and debentures. Some 18 years back, while conducting a study of the saving habits of bank depositors in Bangalore, I was surprised to know that a number of educated persons in the fairly high income group are ignored and partly interested in the investment of shares, though the recent details of the asset preference of the depositors in Bangalore are not available. It may not be wrong to assume that investment in shares and debentures is gaining importance. Establishment of stock exchange would contribute to this change.